Chase has been making major moves in their credit card lineup in the last several months, really throughout this year. And kind of the first group of cards that they really shook up was their United Airlines credit cards that are associated, of course, with United Airlines and flying on their metal using their points. And I'll tell you, it was a major, major change. I flew United for many years. I had their credit cards. I've had all of them. I've had the Gateway. I've had the United Explorer card, the $95, what used to be $95 card. I had their Quest card, and I had their Club card that gives you lounge access. And the changes were just earth-shaking because they were so different after the refresh. So you might be wondering, especially if you're flying United, which one is the best card of the group? Well, I looked at them all, and I'm going to be very, very frank. I don't think that United and Chase has the best credit card lineup of any of the airlines and their bank partners. I think Deltas are better, and I think Americans with Citi are better. But if you're going to fly United, this is the card that I think is the best of the group, which is the United Quest card. So in this video, I'm going to tell you why. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and let's look at it together. The United lineup consists of 4 cards. At the top end, with like a $695 annual fee, you've got the United Club card. That gives full access to the United Clubs, which is their airport lounges with a guest and all of that. Then you move down, you've got the United Quest card. It's $350 a year. That's the one that we're discussing today, and the one that I think by far is the best, and I'm going to tell you why. And then you move down, you have United Explorer card. That's kind of their basic entry-level card for getting some decent perks on the airline, what we call a mid-level travel card or airline card. And it does give like 2 passes to the United Clubs and a few credits and things for the fee. And then at the very bottom is the Gateway card. And the Gateway card, that's the one I currently have just as a placeholder. I've downgraded my cards. I'm not really flying United, and it really doesn't have a lot of benefits. It's a no annual fee card. So why do I think that the Quest card at $350 a year is the sweet spot? Well, first of all, let me tell you, United, all of their cards are loaded with a ton of credits. I mean, that was a big part of the change that they made. You're getting credits on ride shares. You're getting credits to your United Travel Bank. You're getting some credits with hotels. And the thing that kind of made it very interesting is that these credits are kind of different. They're odd compared to most of their competitors. And frankly, some of them just don't make a lot of sense, at least to me. Like for instance, all of the cards that have an annual fee have what's called a JSX credit. And that's kind of a semi-private airline that you can book. And I know one of my family members has flown on it several times for work. And it's expensive. It's kind of semi-private. You're on a small jet. And it's just so strange that United, even though the way I understand it, they own part of that airline, that they're giving a credit for flying something that's not branded as United. So strange. Some of the other credits, and we'll talk about one of them here, have some weird criteria, which is you got to spend, you get like $10 once a month and then $5 another time a month, stuff like that. So they really made the credits what I think are confusing, and you got to just run a serious spreadsheet to make sure you're getting your value back. Well, that's true of all of them. It's even true with the United Quest card. However, I think that of all of them, this is the least egregious of the offenders, so to speak. I think if I was wanting to get a United credit card, this is the one that gives the best value, makes the most sense, and is fairly decent, in my opinion. Now, I will say I'm going to have a referral link down below for United cards. If you'd like to use that link, if this card works for you, that's great. If it doesn't, please don't use the link, because I try not to let referral links to influence my content on here. But if you'd like to use the link, it will support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. But if you don't want to use a link and you want to support the channel, there is a thanks button. And if you choose to use that and help the channel, that is greatly appreciated. Now, when it comes to the Quest card, as we said, it's $350 a year, which is a pretty steep, what's becoming a mid-level travel card. We used to call the $95 a year ones mid-level. Now those are kind of upper, lower level, I guess you might say, because we have this $350 entry. Delta has it with the Platinum. Now American Airlines has it with the Globe. And of course, United has it here with their Quest card. So what is it? Is it worth that? Well, let me tell you, for that $350, of course, you get multipliers. But if you're spending on a United card, I would say that's not a good idea. You're not going to get great multipliers. And yes, some people might try to get status, but of all the three big airlines, United is the hardest one to use your credit cards to help you with status. I mean, with Delta, it can make sense, especially with the Reserve card. All American cards help with that. They're probably the best at that. They're pretty good at that. But with United, they tend to cap it and they don't give you a great earn rate. It's like for every $25, maybe you'll get 1 point or something like that. I don't even keep track of all that because I'm not interested in using it because they're not very good at that. But it does have some other pretty decent perks for that $350. Now, as far as the earnings, as I said, you get 3x on purchases on United, and you get 2x on things like dining, streaming services, and then 1x on everything else. But those are United points, and they aren't really all that valuable. I mean, they have some value. They're not as bad as some other airline points, but they're not certainly the best. You'd be better off spending in those categories on some of your transferable cards. But this card could be a good backpack card. And what I mean by that is a card that you use for the perks. And so the perks, if you were to be signing up for this card right now, the current sign-up bonus is 70,000 United miles, which isn't fantastic, but it's not bad. I think you have to spend $4,000 in 3 months to get that. So that's pretty decent. It's not as good as the Club, which is 80, and then right below it, you get 60 for the United Explorer card, and then the Gateway card has like a 30,000 point bonus. So it's in the middle. It's pretty decent, not terrible. But you also get an extra 10,000 points if you sign up an authorized user to your account. So that's pretty helpful. But it does give some credits that really can, if you're a United flyer and this card works for you, it really can offset the annual fee. The first is it gives a $200 travel bank credit. Now, United Travel Bank is really well known because United Travel Bank is an easy way to use a lot of airline credits on a lot of cards because it's basically a savings account through United. You're not going to get any interest, so don't think that. But you can park money there to use to pay for United flights. Now, the downside to this is that usually United Travel Bank credits last for 5 years. These from this card only last for 1 year, but you still get a year to book a flight. So it's basically, it is a United travel credit to use on United flights. It's $200. So of your $350 fee, you're getting back a pretty easy to use $200 in this United Travel Bank credit. United also partners with something called the Renowned Hotel Program, and this card gives $150 credit towards those hotels if you, of course, book it through with this card through that program. Now, if you add that together, $150 plus the $200, well, right there, you have your annual fee back. That's partly why I think this is a pretty good card, because of all of them, these credits seem the least offensive. I mean, they're the easier to use and to get your value back. It has a weird rideshare credit. It's $100 a year, and it's broken up into $8 every month, except in December, it's $12. So, I mean, the rideshare credit, if you do Ubers once a month with it or Lyft or something like that, that might work. I haven't tried it, but I know with some of my credits with the Delta cards, I have actually purchased Lyft points or Lyft money in the app, and that worked for the credit. I can't tell you if that'll work for this card or not. I don't have it, but perhaps something like that. There might be tricks or works around, but whatever you choose to use it for sure, if you do Lyft rides or Uber rides once a month, you can get the $8 back. So that's another $100, which is just kind of icing on the cake for the $350 fee. It has an Instacart credit. I'm not really going to talk about this much because I think it's one of those weirdo credits. I mean, you get $10 once, and then if you use it again, you get $5. And you know that the way that Chase is doing that, both on the Reserve card and on these, just seems just so non-intuitive. So I don't really count this as being worth very much, but there is an Instacart credit. If you're a big Instacart user, you might get some value from that. It does give a rental car credit for Avis and Budget. It actually gives two of them. It's $80 a year, $40 twice. So that's not much off of a rental car purchase, but it could give you some value back. So again, just gravy on top of the other credits, giving you back extra value for your $350 annual fee. But then one thing that is kind of a neat feature is it does give every year a 10,000 point rebate on your award booking. So I know business and first class flights overseas are often 80,000 or 88,000 points with United. And so this would reduce that to 70 or 78,000, which is a real value. That's a real saving. So to me, that is a great extra feature on top of this card. If you spend enough, you can't earn a second one, but there are several of things like that on these cards where they're trying to encourage you to spend a lot of money on the card to get extra perks. I don't think any of them are worth it to spend on a card that's not going to earn you very much. So I'm not even going to discuss many of those because I just don't think they have a lot of value for us. Of course, it has that JSX credit. If you wanted to do that and do that semi-private flight, okay, you can look into that. But to me, that's not something I would ever use. It also helps you earn PQP. That's their metric for earning United status. It does have a cap. I think it's 18,000 PQP a year, and the earning rate's not really that good. So to me, United cards aren't great for status, but you can't really spend your way all the way there, but it can maybe help you make it over the hump to the next status tier. That might actually be useful. And then, of course, as an airline card, particularly one with a $350 fee, as you would expect, it gives free bags. It also gives priority boarding, and it gives priority through security if they have a priority lane, stuff like that. So that helps in that way as well, but is kind of par for the course for airline cards. So overall, I think that this card is really pretty good. I mean, it has, you know, a $200 travel bank. Travel bank's really easy to use. It has that hotel credit of $150. I haven't used that platform before, but if it works like the others, that would be somewhat easy to use. And so right there, you're getting your value back. So then any Instacart credits, any rideshare credits, any rental car credits, if you use them or not, that's just gravy on top. And then you get that 10,000 point per year rebate on your award flights. So overall, when you compare it to the other cards, and I'm not going to do a full breakdown of the Club card and the Explorer card, but when I looked at them all, in my view, I thought this was the best card. And if I were looking for a United card, this is the one I would get. So tell me what you think down in the comments below. Some of you who are regular United Flyers, what do you think the best card is? I haven't been a United Flyer for several years, but when I did, I've had this Quest card before, and before I thought it was pretty good too. So tell me what you think down below. If you would consider my channel membership, it's $2.99 a month. You can cancel anytime. I do special redemption videos to get great value on business and first class flights to Europe and other places. So if you'd like to have an interest in that, then please check it out down below as well. Hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you here next time.